this can be taken from the for the telemedicine purpose. So with that note, so when you want to have the information from the remote location to the referral centers, so you require communication medium. So how this data communications takes place, what kind of networks we have, that's what we are going to see today. So when you look into this data communications, we know that now that's everybody we are using the 4G network and all those things, right? So it's very easier to send the even the video file in the faster way. Okay, so think about the older technology and all those things, how the telemedicine is used this older technology and all those things. So when you have the information, so this information will have the different the file sizes, the different file format, different file sizes. So this all required for the very good the communication medium. So when you understand the communication medium, we can say that the telecommunication options. So this is very important, because we are going to have established the connectivity between the two centers. Okay, so one is the nodal centers, another one is the referral center. So we are going to use this telecommunication options to have the connection between these two centers. Okay, so when you are establishing this two centers, so you will be looking for the kind of network or telecommunication infrastructure is required, so that we can have this can be like the connectivity between the two hospitals, if you understand. Okay, connectivity between the two hospitals, we can say that. So we require some kind of network connectivity, or we can say as a telecommunications infrastructures. Okay, so when you look for this kind of connectivity, similarly we will be looking for some kind of what is that provide some the link. Okay, so link will be created, so the link will be connecting to the site. Okay, so that site will be accessed by the local area network. So this local area network, so the possible to install in the local area network. Through that, so we can access. So say example, we know that the internet, we know that intranet. Okay, so the intranet, so which is accessible only in the inside the campus, inside the organizations, we could say, right? So when you look for the other the users also can access, so that we need to have the kind of the wide area networks. So this can be accessed through the distance. We know that LAN and WAN. Okay, so this intranet, when you are creating the local area network, this cannot be accessed from the outsiders. So you need to have the wide area network. So this, when you are looking for the telecommunication options, so definitely we need to talk about the bandwidth. So how much the bandwidth requirements for the telecommunication purpose and all this. So this can be taken, the different configurations are there. So even we can have in the mobile telephones, we have the 1000 Mbps of transmissions. Okay, so that's also can be. So and nowadays it's even the in the home we are getting in the fiber optic cables. So through the fiber optic cables we are getting several Mbps, so 100 Mbps, like that. Okay, so 1000 Mbps also it's possible nowadays. So that's what we need to understand. So how much the bandwidth is required for the telemedicine purpose. So similarly you will be looking for the kind of bandwidth. So this will be utilized, so whenever we need, so we will be through the internet, so we'll be taking. So this when you are using the lot of users and all those things, so you will be getting a lot of traffic also, so from the other users and all those things. So that is very important. So this is one of the operating the problem. So when we are sharing the bandwidth and all those, say example, you have 100 Mbps speed, but if you're sharing with the 5 people, so the speed will be shared with the 5 people. So the bandwidth will be lesser for the each users. So that is very important. So the traffic will be more on that. Okay, so that is also we need to consider here. Okay, so to have the overcome the problems, we'll have the modern protocols and all those things. So we'll reserve some bandwidth. So whenever it's needed, we can break and we can have the connections. So we can alter it. Okay, so we can dedicate for the particular line to have the more bandwidth and all those things. So that is also we can limit. So using the some protocols and all those things. So you need to understand how this data communications is useful in the telemedicine. So this is what the telecommunication options we have here. So starting from the PSTN to right now we are using the ATM, DSVD, ADSL and others. Okay, so when you understand this, so you just we have like a variety of systems we have. Okay, so the ADSL and all those things now we are using for the broadband connectivity in home and all those things. Okay, so even offices everywhere we are using. So if you understand, so PSTN and the old telephone network, so we used only the 56 kbps. Now we are getting us almost 155 mbps. So when you look for this data transfer rates, so it's keep on increasing. So from the PSTN to ADSL, so 56, 128 kbps, less than 2 mbps. So the microwave also we can use leased lines. Dedicated leased lines can be taken for the particular organizations and organizations. That is also it's very important. So when you look, we have like advantages also, disadvantages also. Say example, when you are using the PSTN, so it's very cheap, but comparatively, if you look for them. Any high resolutions videos, so you need to transfer immediately. Say example, the high resolutions images and all those things. So it will be very slow. So even though it's a cheap, but the telemedicine you need to know about the real time. We will be engaging with the real time. So there we are getting as a disadvantage. So it will be very slow and all this. Okay. So similarly we have like ISDN. So we are in the ISDN also. We have the basic rate as well as the primary rate we have. So one category will come in the slow, another one will come in the fast. So kind of high quality and all this. So now dedicated lines also is there. You can get for the 50 mbps. You can get for the 100 mbps. So it will be little expensive. It will be going. So nowadays everybody we are using within the organizations, so everybody is we are using the wireless communications on all those. So it's very convenience. Okay, so we can have the free movement, so it's a newer technology, so we can utilize for the more users. So if you are looking for that, so that's a very important thing. So you need to understand, so you have the variety of options. So which one you are going to choose for that your applications point of view, that is very important. So if you are looking for your applications going to work within the organization, so you can look for the wireless systems. So you can work with the wireless systems to transfer them. Say example, the patient is visiting the radiology department. From the radiology department, they need to send all the information to the next room, the console, the next technician rooms and other things, so that we can use the wireless technology. So you understand, so that can be accessed by the healthcare professionals to get all the information. So like that we can use. So this all the options available. So we will be choosing, so which is more affordable, which is needed for that. So that is also very important. So say example, you are going to have the very good high resolution equipment. So the equipment is going to give the very high resolution video. Then if you have the communication medium as a PSTN, there is no use at all. Okay, you need to have the very good ADSL and other things, so that you can get all the information in the faster way. So it's response. So you need to understand these are all the options are available. So when you look for the that's what the public switch telephone network. old telephone network. So we have like almost the 56 kbps. So but it's a low bandwidth options. So but still it is attracted by the lot of people. So we have like a connectivity. So it is a kind of practice for the remote locations and all those things. So it's a very good connectivity we can establish, we can maintain. So that the little amount of the data can be sent through the say audio, video, and data sharings and all this thing can be done with that. Okay, because we can't expect until now. So we can't expect every village is as a 4G network connectivity. You understand? Every village is having the broadband connectivity. So you need to there this public switch telephone networks, at least for the low bandwidth. So we can have some kind of the transmissions through that. So that is you need to understand. So when you are using the high speed processors, compression algorithms, and all those things, so you can look for this. Okay, so similarly we have like a the different the telecom pricing structures and all those things. So they'll be looking for the kind of changes and all those things. So based on the country requirements, they will be looking. Okay. So similarly, we have the ISDN network. So the lot of people were using this ISDN network. So this purely we can say as a digital services. Okay, so this ISDN, it's connectivity is a lot of even in homes everywhere we are using that. So this also will be used through the standard telephone only. So with that standard telephone, so we'll be connecting this kind of ISDN the network. So we are establishing through the standard telephone only. So we have like a the basic rate, so the BRI. So this basic rate interface is we have like 64 kbps, 264 kbps, and 16 kbps digital signals we have. So that is 64 kbps. We have like a B signals. Then we have like a 16 kbps data signal for the D signal channels. Okay. So we have like a primary rate interface also. So we have like a B channels that is up to 30 it goes. Then when you look for the single, the 64 kbps D channels. So in this itself, it's advanced ISDN2 system network also it's established. So if they were using almost 128 kbps. So we have a 6 channel PRI. So you just understand the capacity of the channel also. So that can work almost say 384 kbps. So when you look advancement in the ISDN, so this gives like a kind of a fast response. Okay, so most of the time it gives kind of enough resolutions, smooth functions, and all those things. Okay, for when you're transferring the videos and all this. Okay. So this lines is especially they use the several commercial network in our country. So they used up to 2 Mbps the speed and all those things they were giving. Okay, so this is also kind of flexible systems. We can say that the connections, flexible connections. So this also can be added with a lot of extra lines and all those things. So this is also one of the very important thing for the telemedicines we can use. Okay. So similarly, we have like satellite communication systems. So when you look for the satellite, so we have like a very expansive one. So that's when it's look for the cheaper one, we can't go with the satellite communication. So it's a very nice. So we have like establishing the connections and other things. So we need to undergo the several procedures and other things. So this technology is very flexibility will be there. So we can establish the connections, especially for the telemedicines, the establishments. So all the developing countries, they are using with the kind of developing the links and other things. So with the especially for the remote locations and other. Sometimes this can be used to link the remote locations for the sometimes the natural disasters and other things. Okay. So this all satellite communications kind of you can establish into the emergencies on board ships and the military services, so they can use that. Okay. So the cost is we need to look for this. So we need to bring any technology, we need to bring for the affordable range. Okay, so when you are bringing the affordable range, so that can be reached to that. Okay, so this can be used in the several healthcare services and all this. So so that can be connected with the remote locations. So, and you look for the wireless technology, we know that everywhere we are connected with the wireless technology. So wireless local area network, so WLAN. Okay, so this has the functions that, so whatever the informations we can share everywhere, so the free movement can be taken. So we need to use the platform, so the WLAN we will be using then. So when you look for the informations, when you look for the wireless technology and other things, so you will be taking the information, so that informations will be taken, then compressions, quantizers, W channels, and then it will be given. Okay, so the wireless technology. Here we are not going to deal with the exact how the wireless technology and other things. Yeah. Okay, so this is the technology we are going to use for the telemedicine purpose. So when you look for the wireless technology, already I told you, so we can use for the telemedicine purpose. So this can be taken. So this is used for the sharing the informations and all those things. So this can be used, already I told you. So if the information wants to transfer from the radiology department to the technician, then technician to the doctors. So this is one of the efficient way we can say. So from the central point, so we can get all the data. So with the from the different departments and all this. Okay, so this is one of the advantage we can say, that when you are looking for the telemedicines, you will be looking for the patient records, so the electronic patient records. So this also enables to share the information, so in the authorized person can access it in any place and any time. So that is very, very important. So when you are looking for this kind of technology, so say example, the radiology, from the radiology department, the manual things if you're saying, so they have to get the film done, then the film has to be taken from the radiology department to the consultation, to see the doctor. So the information will be transferred through the person, so like a attendant or somebody. So it will take a lot of time. So if this thing is connected with the wireless technology and other things, from the radiology department, they will share all the information. So when they are going for the consultation, is visiting for the consultation, so it will be easy. So immediately they can go with the consultation with the doctors and doctors. So that's very, very important. So when you look for the wireless technology, so the wireless Ethernet standard, so the IEEE standards will be used. So 802.11. Okay, so we'll be using. Okay, so we'll be using with the internet protocols. Okay, so through that, so we'll be connecting. Okay, so we have like a different technology, so we'll be using, so to have the connect with the everybody into the network connectivity. So when you're bringing all everyone into the network connectivity, then it will be easy. So all the informations will be shared. So whether the computer is connected, the equipment is connected, everything is, will be bringing into the the local area networks. Okay, so with that it can be connected in the wireless local area network. So when you look for the wireless LAN, so we'll be having kind of application point of view. So we have the wireless application protocols WAP. Okay, so this is a set of protocols and global standards. So we need to adapt that. Okay, so when you're looking for the any procedures, we need to adapt the standards. So when you're looking for the kind of all the infrastructures and other things, so we need to adapt the standards. So this when you are looking for the adapting the standards and all those things, so this whatever the technology you are adopting, you will be bridging the gap, okay, between the devices as well as network connectivity and all those things. Okay, so similarly we have like wireless application environment, so WAE. So this is the one of the important things. So when you look for the kind of uh, equipments and all those things, so they will be looking for the operators, manufacturers and content providers to develop the kind of services, extra value added services and all. Okay, so when they are providing this kind of services and all those things, so there is no need of any additional infrastructure for the particular equipment. So or nothing modification has to be done. Without any modification they have to run it. Okay, so that is also possible here. So all the applications when you are talking, so the telemedicine is a healthcare application. So this is very important when you look for the information. So you need to have the online information retrieval. So whenever the physician is requested for the kind of test results and all those things, so all online information retrieval has to be there, so that whenever they're going for the physician is going for the rounds into the wards and all those things, so they can get all the information so that they can convey to the take carers and patients. Okay, so that is the reason. So if you are enabling with this wireless technology and others, the physician will be aware of that. So test was done, so immediately the physician can see the test results and all those things, then they can convey to the patients as well as the take carers. So it's a kind of communication is established, it can be shared with the patients, so that's very very important. So similarly we have like a Bluetooth technology, so this is also can be used, so for the devices, whatever devices you are communicating. So but the condition is here, that the limitation is there, that so it can be used within the 10 meters distance, so without physical connections and all this. So this also can be used for the kind of alarm settings, the monitoring of the patients and all those things can be taken. Sometimes whenever the patient is in emergency situations, so the emergency alarms and all those things can be taken. So you need to understand the lot of telecommunication options are available, so we are using for the other purposes, telemedicine purposes. So when you look for the global service for the mobile communication, that's what everyone we are using, GSM technology. Okay, so when you're using the GSM technology, it was not accepting that to use the multimedia and all those mobile multimedia and web browsings and all those things. Okay, so then we used GPRS, so to increase the bandwidth and all those things. So now everybody we are connected with the network connectivity and all those. So when you're looking for the lot of technology, so but we need to bring to the our requirements, so we need to use for the our requirements. So whatever the technology you are adopting, so you will be taking for the our requirements. So what is this requirement for the particular, say example, telerehabilitation, teleradiology, telecardiology, and okay. So the similarly we have like a web services. Okay, so may not translate desktop web browsing to the mobile telephones. Okay, due to the kind of processing and requirements and all those things. Okay, so this also can be used for the kind of telehealth purposes and all those things. So this can be used. Okay, so nowadays everybody we are using the smartphones and all those things. So we are using the PDAs and other personal digital assistant and other things. So this all will be used for the further. So these are all the advanced technologies we can use. So when you look for the WLAN, so we have like a we'll be using the WLAN for the transfer the medical informations, all those things, the data, especially the data. So when you look for this, definitely you'll be looking for the some kind of modulation technique. So after the modulation, only we will be sharing the information. So we have like you have studied in the signal processing. So the modulation technique. So different techniques are available. So the typical modulation schemes and the channel modes we have here. So starting from the PSK, FSK, ASK, and others. So the amplitude, frequency, and phase. Okay, shifting. So the shifting key can be taken with that. So we have like a the this modulation schemes. Okay, so we'll be having some other modulation techniques also based on the requirements. We'll be adapting that. So need not to be worried about this the modulation techniques what is available. So the based on the signal conditions we'll be doing with it. Okay, this is for your example for information. So modulation techniques also it's very important. So when you look for the any information. So the biphase shift keying, then the quadratic and as well as the multiple phase shift keying and other things will be used. So for your information. Okay. So when you look for the transmission errors of WLAN, so when you are using that, so we'll be having the different versions of. So I told you the 802.11. So A, G, N. So we have the lot of the B. Okay, so these are all the different versions we have. So we'll be getting as a kind of protocols. So when you are using, so when you are looking for the specific 802.11b WLAN, so we have the four transmission rates, different rates. So why I'm saying this one is we need to know how to choose the connectivity and others. That is the reason. So okay, so whether you want 1 Mbps or 2 Mbps, the more Mbps is required. So you'll be looking for that. So when you look for this, the different speed and the transmission rates. So when you look for this, then you'll be looking for the kind of modulation techniques and all those things. So when you look for the 1 Mbps, you'll be looking for the dB PSK modulation or and DSSS. So the direct sequence spread spectrums are not. So when you look for the 2 Mbps, you'll be going for a differential quadratic PSK and others. When you look for the higher level of transmission rates and other things, so you'll be looking for the PSK and the CCK and others. So this is for your information. So you need to choose in according to the transmission rates. So you need to look for all this. So when you look for the wireless channels and other things, so definitely you will be looking for the security. The security you need to look for that. So how your information is secure. So when you're looking for the telemedicine purpose, definitely all the information will be transferred here. Okay, so you need to know about the security impacts when you're using the wireless channels and other things. So whatever the data you are transferring and you are receiving, so through the wireless, so it is a kind of open medium. So that is you need to have the considerations here. Okay. So similarly, you need to look for the when you're transferring from the one location to another location data. So sometimes the attackers, hackers can attack the information also. Okay, so that is also you need to know. So you need to have the proper the encoding and decoding purpose and all this. Okay, so we'll be looking for the kind of information security. So you with that you can have the all the information. So the next we'll be looking for the kind of antennas what we are using. So we have the different types of antenna. So just to have the idea that, so when you're using the network connectivity, if you want to have the network connectivity, so you will be using the different antennas. Okay, so when you look for the different, even say example, our mobile phone has the antenna. The earlier version of mobile phone, if you see, the antenna will be peaked out, so it will be visible to us. Now the antenna dimension, antenna is size is reduced. So but the due to the latest advanced technology and others, it's not visible to us, but the accuracy, the range coverage is increased now. I can give you example that the persons, those who are using the walkie-talkie and all those things, right? So it will be in the limited range for the particular frequency and all this, right? So similarly, we used the cordless phone and all those things for the line network and all those things. So we'll be connecting with that. So the antenna is very very important. So there are different types of antennas we have here. Okay, so we'll be looking for the few informations about the antennas, so how this can be taken with that. So and this is also, it's a very very important for when you look for the telemedicine purpose of this. Okay, so we have like the single channels transceivers, so the transmission as well as the receiver end. So we will be transferring. So you need not to be worried. So just for the information, so this is the radar architectures using heterogeneous transceivers. So the transmission and receiver end. Okay, so once your signal is received, then it will be taken for the different filtering techniques. So then amplifications and taken for the baseband demodulations of the process. Okay, so you need to understand the process we will be taking. So this is for the example only I'm showing here. Okay, so need not to be worried about the